Most people are paid by an hourly wage or an annual salary. Today I'd like to talk about massive kinked bonuses that some people receive. There are lots of examples of massive kinked bonuses. One of the favorites of mine recently is from Darren Clarke, who's a Northern Ireland golfer who had a special contract with Dunlop, who's a sporting goods manufacturing company. In the contract, Darren Clarke agreed to wear the logo of Dunlop on the left part of his shirt, his golf shirt, on every day he played in a 4-day golf tournament. And in exchange for that, Dunlop agreed to pay him $0 in all circumstances except for one very special case. The very special case was if he won one of the major golf tournaments in the world. There are 4 major golf tournaments every year, and this year he won one of them, as he was the 111th ranked golfer in the world at the time, and he won the British Open. By winning the British Open, rather than being paid $0, which is what he was paid every other week, he was paid a $3 million bonus. What's interesting about Darren Clarke's bonus is that because he was the 111th ranked player in the world that week, the probability that he won the event, according to odds makers, was about 1 in 200. Imagine spreading that $300 million payment over the 200 options. That would be about $15,000 per tournament that they could have been would have been an alternative way to pay. But instead, Dunlop and Darren Clarke and his agent set up a very interesting pay scheme where he was paid $0 in every circumstance unless he won one of the major tournaments. It's interesting to think about whether this motivated him differently, whether he was more motivated, less motivated, whether the manufacturer of the sporting goods company thought this was a good deal, whether he thought this was a good deal, if they could have negotiated something different. It's kind of an unusual way to pay someone, but it's very interesting. There are other examples of massive kinked bonuses that we know of from investment banking, mergers and acquisitions, and other kinds of deals. There are also massive kinked bonuses that happen in law and other disciplines. One example that came out a couple of years ago was from a very large U.S. publicly traded company that decided to pay its board members on the order of $500,000 in the event that the company's earnings hit a certain mark. This was kind of an unusual way to pay a group like that because they would earn $500,000 if earnings hit a certain mark, but $0 otherwise. The reason some people think this is probably a bad idea to pay is that there are possible situations where board directors could influence exactly how earnings were reported, and having such a lot of money on a very small nuanced number is probably not the best way to pay. Most people are paid wages and salaries, hourly earnings, or an annual salary, but some people are paid massive kinked bonuses. People are paid smaller bonuses all the time, like salespeople and others, but massive kinked bonuses in arts, entertainment, and business are rarer, but seem to be increasing. There are obviously costs to these sorts of things and benefits, and as we collect more data on these things, we'll be able to learn more about them as time goes on.